Greetings officers and welcome to my review of the w-870 shotgun. Do you remember a time when holding the shotgun in Resident Evil 2 made you feel unstoppable? Well, Resident Evil 2 is a new beast, and with the changes that came within, our favorite weapon has been altered significantly as well. The gun can be upgraded with two parts, as you can see on the bottom left. The one is the long barrel, extends clip capacity to 8 rounds and boosts overall destructive power. That is very much tied to the tightening of the spread, and we're gonna go into that in detail in a sec. And the second one is the shotgun stock, makes it easier to shoot rapidly. The gun gets overall better handling with it, and you can reload it faster and shoot it faster as well, since the pumping becomes more handy. What we need to understand about these upgrades is that they will take up room in your inventory. So we remove the parts, and you can see here the long barrel and the w-870 on the left. Once you attack the stock, it cannot be taken off, but it doesn't require any additional space. The long barrel, though, will require some additional space. Now, what it does for your spread, I'm going to demonstrate right here. I'm in the sewers, I'm standing on this grate here by the monitor door, and I'm going to take out the shotgun. I'm going to shoot without the long barrel. You can see the spread there. Then I'm going to recombine it with the long barrel, and you can see the spread in this case. So as you understand, reducing the spread of the projectiles means that most of your damage will go exactly where you want it to go. Now combine that with the fact that the shotgun in Resident Evil 2 the remake is not the all-destroying monstrosity that it was in Resident Evil 2 back in '98, and you will understand why it is very, very important to have this tighter spread. What you see here is your intended targeting solution. You have to keep the bulk of the enemy's head or weak point in between those two lines. Those are your optimal confines for your spread. Anything smaller than the overall space between them, and some of your damage will go behind the enemy. Combine that with the fact that enemies in hardcore have huge health pools and the damage of the gun isn't what it used to be, and you will understand why being precise with the w-870 is a requirement when dealing damage. Without the long barrel, it is very, very easy to actually mess up your shots. In hardcore, enemies take a lot of damage to go down. As you can see here, I shot him almost point blank, and I ended up hitting his head. But this guy here, he's very much still alive. This is due to the fact that the spread takes away too much of the damage I intended to do to him, and well, unleashes it onto the environment. This guy got shot by some of the buckshot here, but not with the whole package. To ensure that connects correctly, we have to use the attachment as I stated before.
Son of a bitch.
2 shots and it's still going. 3 shots. And as you can see, the head is still intact. That renders the shotgun pretty much a fall back upon weapon for stopping enemies from moving but not killing them early on in the game. If you were a fan of the gun back in the day, as I was, like Resident Evil 2 turned shotguns into my favorite weapons, my go-to weapons in pretty much every kind of shooter, you're gonna be a bit disappointed about this iteration. I initially expected something akin to Resident Evil 4's crowd-controlling monstrosity. Then I understood that the game is a slower paced one and that the enemies didn't have as much of a fight in them, so they had to make some compromises, but what we ended up with here is a gun that simply doesn't deal that much damage no matter how accurate or surgical you can be. Now, you can see this example here. I am carrying 11 shots and hit mostly crits on this mature G form, but it retreats after being shot 4 times. I end up pursuing it. I keep shooting it. I will expend all my ammunition and I will have to pull out my material to finish the job. You cannot rely on the shotgun to do damage in Resident Evil 2 the remake as you could back in the day. It should be noted that trying to take on powerful enemies with it will probably won't have the results you want. In this clip of 2 Lickers, I try to damage test it and end up dying an untimely death. Hope you found this useful, guys. Sub, like, and share if you did. I'm covering everything in Resident Evil 2 the remake. So until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers.